digital version of the Happy Meal toy. That's the challenge for mobile app developer Grapple Mobile. I've got the CEO in the cab with me today. His name is Alistair Crane. Welcome, Alistair. You've got a loop of Canary Wharf to sell this one to us. All right, let me start with that. The digital version of the Happy Meal toy.
Yeah,
what is it?
I think that's hasn't been invented yet. We're working on it, but I think that's one kind of broad phrase. We do this for many of our clients. We take traditional business models and take them into the mobile era. Work on the innovation.
Okay, you've got a veritable who's who of clients. Just tell us a little bit about how you started.
Really interesting. We acquired a piece of technology from Canada that allowed us to build applications for all of the mobile devices faster and more cost effectively. And since then, we've become embedded with, as you mentioned, many household brands.
Because a lot of people do this. A lot of companies do this.
Yeah, very good.
But how do you stand out? You just make better apps?
So, yeah, it's not necessarily about the development. That's for sure something that lots of people are doing. It's about the ideas.
Okay, and what are some of your best ideas?
So you look at the example Halifax Home Finder.
Right.
We recently launched an app for Procter & Gamble and also for Not on the High Street.
And I just want to, the Halifax Home Finder app, this is where you hold your phone in front of a house that's for sale and it tells you everything about the house. It basically puts the estate agent out of business.
Actually, it's very inclusive for them. It drives leads for them. They still have to do the viewing, but Halifax are able to get all their mortgage information overlaid on the property details.
I mean, I imagine a lot of this is about how you convince the big brands you know what you're doing better than the next person.
Yeah, quite right. And volume of clients really helps.
You've got to start somewhere, though.
Yeah, absolutely. So that all came from the initial founder group.
And how did the initial founder group convince those initial clients that they were the best thing out there?
So we were early enough in the process that actually there weren't a stack of competitors, and we were able to model essentially commercial return, making money for our clients before anybody else. So people were looking at games and kind of nice, cute ideas, and we were doing it all based on ROI.
What makes for a good app? I mean, we see hundreds, millions of these things out there.
Yeah.
From you, what is it that makes for a good app?
So from a consumer perspective, it's about building an experience that will work on whatever device they're running, whether it's a handset, whether it's a tablet, whether it's mobile web. And from a business perspective, it's about making sure you link real commercial benefit back to whatever you've built, so you can prove that you've driven business. And
how is business for you? What do revenue numbers look like for you?
Massively booming. So this year we'll be on target for 5 million in terms of revenue, and next year, if we doubled, that would be really nice.
And what worries you? What could hit that revenue really hard, do you think?
So outsource is clearly or offshoring is clearly a big challenge, but the ideas, the creative and the innovation is something we use to safeguard our business.
You've been called a tenacious and charismatic entrepreneur. In fact, I think that's on your own website.
So yeah. Well, in that case, it's got to be true.
Is that what you need to be to run a company like this?
Actually, I think it helps at times and hinders at others. I think open-minded is probably the most important thing.
What's the difference between the UK and the US? I mean, for entrepreneurs.
Yeah, I think the US have a history and a tendency to look at the headline numbers in terms of investment, but tend not to look at revenue models and return in such detail. So actually, I think UK businesses are winning, actually building something sustainable and driving profit, and US businesses are great at raising the big bucks and actually struggle to make it convert.
You've got an office in the US. I know that, and of course the West Coast, everyone thinks the West Coast is the place to be, but you think it's emerging markets. That's where all the apps are going to be developed?
Absolutely.
So Russia,
Middle East, South America for sure.
Okay, and you're going to open offices there?
Oh, absolutely. It's my next big thing.
All right, Alistair, it's been a pleasure to have you in the cab. Alistair Crane, the CEO of Grapple Mobile. That was Reuters on the Road. I'm Axel Threlfall.